Brian J. Charles. Good morning, family. Dealing with Amy Wire, stalking into my phone. She's a diabolical malfeasant, but she's not going to disturb or deter me on today. TGIF family, TGIF. I want to make a quick video. I'm going to keep my voice down and I'm going to be real brief in this. Of course, we've reached Friday the 13th. Throughout my life, as I listen to people talk, we get a wonder why that Friday the 13th is labeled as a cursed day, if you will, for lack of better wording. Well, I'm going to read to you all a bit of history real briefly, and I'm going to get out of here. At any rate, I'm a Master Mason. I was raised a Master Mason back in July of 2007. I'm a my large charter is St. John's number 98 out of Jackson, Tennessee. Of course, we are licensed to labor out of Columbus, Ohio. Ancient accepted Scottish Rite. Well, it was October 13/18, Friday the 13th, when the actual crime occurred. Devastating crime. Every Freemason, Master Mason worldwide should be abreast of this. Of course, a great many aren't. On Friday the 13th, I'm going to read this short passage and I'm going to get out of here. But the topic I'm focusing on right now is the arrest of the Knights Templar. My literature reads the orders went out secretly from the French royal court, carried by trusted messengers to the servants of King Philip IV. Throughout the kingdom of France, royal officers gasped at the orders and sent for their men at arms. The pre-dawn hours of Friday, October 13th, echoed with the sounds of armed men on the move. Then, precisely at dawn, they struck, pounding on the doors of every chapter house of the Knights Templar in France and arresting everyone inside. Some 2,000 members of the order, including 100 knights and the Grand Master Jacques de Molay, Most Honorable Jacques de Molay, 1244 to 1314. I was wrong in regards to the date. It was October the 13th. Friday, October the 13th of 1314. The charge was hearsay. In 1308, Pope Clement V authorized similar arrests throughout the Christian world. According to Philip IV's officers, the Templars had abandoned the Christian faith to worship an idol named Baphomet, who made plants grow. Scandalous rumors spread, and members of the Templar order were tortured until they confessed to every detail. The Inquisition was dispatched. They had the most cruel one in the torture and murder of the Most Honorable Jacques de Molay. Outside of France, investigations found no evidence of wrongdoing, but the French king would accept only one verdict. Church and state didn't get together on us. Twin pillars of evil when they get together in such a manner. The order was dissolved by the Pope in 1312. Outside France, its members were quietly received into other monasteries, and in France, those who confessed to the charges could do the same thing. Those who contested the charges faced a grimmer fate. 54 of them were burned at the stake in 1310. 4 years later, Grand Master Jacques de Molay and one of his assistants suffered the same fate. Many historians have argued that Philip IV destroyed the Templars only to get hold of their immense wealth, the first international bankers in the world, outside of our forefathers in Kemet. Abu Abu Bukhari II out of Mali. He struck out many years prior to this event, I believe, if I could recall correctly, and they set sail for the west, never to return again. Abdicated his throne to do that. Among occultists, though the idea that the Templars had learned occult secrets in the Middle East has been common for centuries. Among occultists, those who study hidden things, though the idea that the Templars had learned occult secrets in the Middle East has been common for centuries. Among occultists, though, the idea that the Templars had learned occult secrets in the Middle East has been common for centuries. And this belief inspired many later occult groups to take up the Templar heritage. Founding of the Knights Templar, 1118. Of course, I've mentioned in another video how the Most Honorable Saint Bernard, the brother of color, was one of those who were the adept in order to get the charter started. Of course, the charter started as the poor righteous saint, poor righteous Order of the Poor Knights of Christ and the Temple of Solomon. It is known by the occultists, for which I am one, that a great deal of information was found there on the Solomon's Temple. And once they took this information back to the Pope at that time, which the charter was founded again in 1118, after a lot of interaction with the brothers, the Muslims, playing chess and a lot of different things that was going on in the East, the Templars were able to take it back to the West and to try to raise up their people with it. See, which was the light. The light, of course, the sun rises in the East. So I'm going to close to read a miniature from the Chronicles de France or de Saint Denis. Chronicles of France or Saint Denis, a history of France composed in a French abbey from 1270 to 1380, originally published in the 14th century. And it depicts Jacques de Molay, Grand Master of the Templars, and Godfrey de Charnay, the preceptor of Normandy, being burned at the stake in Paris. And I'm going to close the video after I give you an image of this torture, this treachery that we must prevent from ever occurring again. You guys have a wonderful day on today. TGIF family, thank God it's Friday. Thank God we get to embrace another day, clothing in our right mind with our health and strength. And you know, any of us in our right minds know that we can't take any credit for that. So you guys be aware today. Be on alert for the lower self suggestions to deviate against yourself and your fellow man. Peace, family, in regards to that. I'm going to show this image and I'm out of here.